Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Raise Your Bars podcast. And I'm Al Rattan, along here with my good friend Chris Baker, coming to you with another episode. Chris, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Al. Doing good. Bit tired at the moment, but energized at the same time. So excited to talk about our topic tonight and see if we can inspire some people to follow our example.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that you're right. You know what? Life can be exhausting at times, but when you have a plan, when you have a goal and a dream, it really does energize you. And we
Right.
want to encourage all of you today to be energized with your dream and with your goal. And if you're not aware of what that is right now, then you really need to spend some time,
Hmm.
maybe some quiet time with a journal and a pen and thinking into what that would be and what your life would look like should you achieve them. And today I want to talk about, or we're going to just sort of have a conversation around the statement of how to cultivate persistence. Because I'll tell you something. If you aren't persistent in pursuing your goals and your dreams, guess what? You're not going to reach them. They aren't just going to fall into your lap. The sky's not going to open and money's not going to fall from it as much as we maybe wish it would.
Yeah.
I did buy a plant. It's called a money tree. It has yet to produce dollar bills. It's got some beautiful green leaves on it, but it's not producing.
No.
My dog's freaking out in the background. I don't know if you can hear her or not. No? Okay,
No.
good. She's barking like crazy right now. There must be another dog walking by. Anyways, so Chris, when we say how to cultivate persistence, what's maybe one thing that you do in your life to stay on track?
I do a number of things. I mean, one of the things, like I every morning I have, like, whatever you want to call it, meditation time, quiet time, thinking time, whatever. Right.
Right.
I make sure that I have that. And I do that before I look at social media or check emails or anything like that. And what that does is it basically resets my mind, clears the clutter, so I'm ready for the day. Right. And I
Mm-hmm.
know that if ever I fall off that, it affects my whole day. So
Right.
so I do that. The other thing I do every day is I make the bed
Yep, me too.
every day.
Yep. There's a great book on that.
Yep.
Yep.
And the thing is with this practice, it's really about creating habits, right? And
Mhm.
rituals and setting yourself up for success. And I follow or I'm following a program at the moment. It's like 15 to 20 minutes a morning, and it's really about relaxation. So relaxation, mindset,
Mhm.
resetting your brain and getting you ready for the day. And there's a 15-20 minute one every morning, and then there's a 3 minute one in the evening, just before you go to bed, to clear your mind, ready for a good night's sleep.
Right.
um it works for me. It works for
That's
me.
awesome. That's awesome. I think with me, I have very set routines. For me, part of my daily routine would be, again, making the bed. I think is very important in the morning. It sort of sets your intention for the day. It leaves you feeling like you've organized something.
Yeah.
But for me, from my part of my personal routine, I guess, part of it for me is because I'm a person of faith is getting into scripture a little bit,
Mhm.
meditating on that a little bit, maybe some prayer time, just to focus my intention for the day. And I think there's, even if you go biblical for a moment, folks, and I'm not going to preach at anybody, but they talk about, renewing your mind daily. And I think
Yeah.
that's exactly what Chris is
Yeah.
doing with his routine. That's what I'm doing with my routine. And you need to find your routine so you can, you know, start the day with a fresh mind, not pulling the problems of yesterday into today, releasing that
Yeah.
baggage, so to speak. Not saying that you may not have to deal with stuff that arose yesterday, but you don't want to be having that weigh you down on the start of your day. And I think as we are on this journey of persisting, it really is important to start the day refreshed.
Correct. Yeah. And I think the point is, you will probably have to face some things that you're tidying up from the day before.
Mhm.
but you're starting it with a fresh mindset, right? And you're resetting it. It's like pressing a reset on your computer or something, right? You're
Exactly.
just clearing out you're emptying the junk folder, right? And then you're starting again. And
Clearing the
you
cache, emptying the trash.
yeah, you starting with that clear mindset and
Right.
with that intention, right? And there's a saying that was just coming into my mind: is how you do something is how you do everything. And
Mm.
so
Mhm. I like that.
the fact of being persistent about that, being intentional about that, then sets me up to be persistent, intentional about everything else I do. All
Yeah.
right. And sometimes I'll catch myself and I'm not doing it. And I stop and I go, okay, let's get back on track, reset,
Right.
go again. Right.
Right.
But I think if I know that when I wasn't doing the routines that I do now, I would carry baggage from day to day, right? And it would
Mhm.
affect me and it
Mhm.
would drag me down. And I've been in places I don't want to be in again. And I'm convinced that these things are what's lifting me up and keeping me away from that.
Absolutely. And I think that, yeah, I mean, that's all great points. And we sort of took this topic I opened, like we all told you all before, Chris and I don't really do scripts on our podcast. We did one last time. And I didn't actually like it as much as I
No.
do this. But I just picked up a book and said, what are we going to talk about tonight? And I flipped open a page and I'm looking at a book called Think and Grow Rich in 10 Minutes a Day, and it's an official publication of the Napoleon Hill Foundation. We just took and the subtitle in this chapter was How to Cultivate Persistence. And underneath that, there's a quote, and it says, "Fear, the worst of all enemies, can be effectively cured by forced repetition of acts." And I think that's so
Yeah.
true in the sense that fear is fear can hold a lot of people back from really pursuing and going after the things that they love and they desire and that they want in life, because of fear of rejection or fear of failure or fear of loss, all
Yeah.
these different fears. And in order to persist, we need that daily repetition of action, like get up, make your bed, a good start to every day,
Mhm.
to go after these dreams and goals. So, and I think, as he goes on in this chapter, he goes, as a state of mind, persistence is not a mysterious, nebulous quality. Rather, it results from a definite cause, uh, namely, and he talks about a few different things here, Chris. And I think that, we've studied Think and Grow Rich many times together over the years. And so we've done some of this stuff, but I think, folks, what I want to stress tonight is in the persistence, like Chris said earlier, is what are our daily actions? What are the things we're going to be consistent in? And
Mhm.
one of the things he talks about is the definiteness of purpose, desire, self-reliance,
Yeah.
definiteness of plans, accurate knowledge, cooperation, willpower, habit. And all that kind of ties in with our whole bars
I was
method that we've
Yeah.
developed.
Yeah. 100%. I was going to say exactly the same thing, right? It's you need to know what your goal is, right? And you need to have a goal. Like you said earlier, if you don't, one thing I guarantee is you won't hit it, because even if you're there, you won't realize, and so you'll probably walk straight by it. So
Fair enough.
so identifying that dream, that goal, that vision of what it is that you're looking for, what is the life that you're looking for. I sent you a video the other day about visualization, right? And
Yeah, it
again,
was
it's the same
excellent.
thing.
Yeah.
Visualizing being in that position, right? Whether it be a car of your dreams, a house of your dreams, the partner of your dreams, a life of whatever it is, just visualize yourself being in there and enjoying that moment and living the excitement of that. Those feelings and emotions will run through you then, and you are then being that person that you want to become. We've talked
Right.
about that before, right? And
Right.
instead of saying, oh, when I get that it's going to be great, no, it's great now, right? And visualize it and get away from the fact of trying to work out, which was my nebulous for a long time, was trying to work out, well, how am I going to do that? I
Mhm.
want to know how. It doesn't matter. Just see yourself in there, feel it, and then come back and start doing behaviors and actions that are of the mindset and the attitude of that person, right?
Right.
And you will move towards it.
And some of that visualization and the things that you're working towards, we need to have that, like Napoleon Hill talks about, that burning desire, right? And with
Right.
this definiteness of purpose, right? We're looking at, if we look at some synonyms of this, we're looking like, defined, measured, determined, determinate, right?
Mhm.
Like these, we need to have that tenacity within us to
Right.
keep pushing forward with our topic today, persistence, when
Yeah.
the times get tough,
Yeah. And they will
because
get tough
times are going
when
to
you,
get tough.
yeah, when you're going for a stretch goal, they will get tough because you're stretching, right? And so that's natural, but that's good,
Hmm.
and it's the way that you grow, it's the way you move forward. If you don't, if you just live in your comfort zone, if you're happy with that, good on you. All right, nothing wrong with that. But then don't get to the end of your life and go, if only, or what if.
Right.
Like we've
Yeah,
said before, don't live in fear of failure, live in fear of regret.
exactly.
Your famous saying,
Exactly.
Al, about what was
Discipline weighs in ounces, regret weighs in tons.
there you go.
Discipline yourself now to
Right.
persist, to define that definite
Hmm.
purpose, to have willpower and develop the habits you need to develop
Right.
in order to become the person you want to become. Now, in the book here, I just want to read this one section here because I think it'll it's sort of, well, even as we wrap up towards the end, here's some things that you can do to develop or cultivate this quality of persistence.
Mm.
And Napoleon Hill talks about this: having a definite purpose backed by a burning desire for its fulfillment. Right? What is your purpose, and is your desire strong enough to keep you moving forward
Yeah.
when things don't necessarily go your way? It would be
Yeah.
easy for me and Chris to just go back to work, stop doing podcasts, spend evenings with our family, versus staring at each other on a computer screen, working on our business, planning things out, developing and writing content for the masterclass that we're having on Saturday morning for business owners to help them grow their businesses for free, right? And if you're hearing this podcast down the road and you want a copy of the recording of it, shoot us a message. We'll get that into your hands. But having that definite purpose with that burning desire. Number two is that have a definite plan expressed in continuous action.
Hmm.
We're living that out right now in this moment,
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah.
What actions do you need to take in
Hmm.
order to get the results and success that you want?
Yeah. And it starts with that again. You know, our bars program is really it's simple, but it's profound at the same time, and
Absolutely.
and it really is something that anybody can follow.
Exactly.
And anybody can achieve anything you want in life. A, if you want it bad enough,
Yeah.
and B, if you define what are the behaviors and the actions you need to do starting today that are going to take you towards that objective.
And I think C is do the work. Do the work, right? Because there's
Correct.
going to be work involved.
Yeah.
Nothing's free. Number three talks about a mind strengthened against negative and destructive influences. Now, I'll tell you, I've had people in my life that have been dream thieves. We
Yeah.
call them that, right? Dream thieves, where they said, you can't do that. And I believed them and drifted away from doing maybe what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you are listening to this, you could probably think of a time where you've had a dream thief swoop in and steal your dream for something. And we need to really, if it is our definite purpose and you have a burning desire from it, you need to guard yourself against people that are going to come in and steal the dream from you.
Yeah. It's having that belief and that faith in yourself and what it is you stand for,
Mm-hmm.
and what you're aiming for. It's got to mean enough to you that you will withstand those thieves, right? That
Right.
you will stand up to them, and or just ignore them, right? Welcome them,
Yeah,
release it, right? Move on,
exactly. Yeah,
because they're only trying to steal your dreams because it's easier for them to steal your dreams than it is for them to follow their own.
exactly. And I think Les Brown said something good, and it applies in this too. Don't let someone else's opinion of you become your reality.
Right?
Right? Them
Yeah.
saying there's no way that you could do this or accomplish that. Don't let that become your reality.
Correct.
Stir up
Doesn't
that
become.
faith within you, and
Mhm.
take the steps towards it. And number
Yeah.
4, a mastermind group that encourages follow through, right? We have that community with our Bars Personal Growth Solutions Facebook group, with our Bars Profit Acceleration Facebook group. For personal growth, for business growth, we've got you covered. We've got a community that we're building, which is going to be positive and encouraging. And we would encourage you to join us, because in that community, you're going to get teaching. In that community, you're going to get support. And in that community, you're going to get people that are on your side that want to see you succeed, with a burning desire, with a passion.
Right. People that are going to lift you up.
Exactly.
And encourage you along the way. Right.
Exactly.
Because again, we've talked about it many a time. Success is not in the destination. Success is in the journey. And fulfillment is in the journey. So moving towards something that you love and enjoying that journey is huge. It's huge. And we
Absolutely.
can all do it. We can all do
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
So I guess, maybe our challenge out to you tonight, folks, as we wrap this up is, discover that burning desire for yourself, right? And discover that, what is your definiteness of purpose, and what is that burning desire, and what do you need to pursue with a new renewed level of tenacity and persistence today, so you can become the person you want to be, or develop the business you want to do, or grow the nonprofit you want to grow tomorrow, right? You all have unlimited potential. It's really up to us individually to develop that. And Chris and I would love to help you along that journey with our Bars Method program. So reach out to us. Let's have a conversation. That's all we ask. Have a conversation. See if we're a good fit.
Yeah. And come join the Facebook group. That's free. You can comment in there. You can ask questions in there. Al and I will be happy to share there. And let's see if we can lift you up and encourage you along the way, that you then want to spend more time and energy to pursue your dreams. Right.
Absolutely.
So,
excellent.
Good stuff.
Well, thanks again for tuning in, everyone. Have an amazing day. Take care.
Yeah. Bye for now.